is my honor to welcome and interview Dr. Gangavati, Head of the Department of Science and Humanities from Sairam College of Engineering, Bangalore, on behalf of Collegedunia. Welcome, ma'am. Ma'am, being a faculty of the Science and Humanities Department, what are your roles and responsibilities towards the students?
Usually in engineering education, most of the colleges it happens in such a way. Who are the students joined for the first year engineering will be deviated to the first year, and the entire responsibility of these first year students will be taken care by Department of Science and Humanities, as these students have studied more of physics, chemistry and mathematics in their PU classes. And here in the department also we have the combination of these three subject faculties along with English, physical education, and even library comes to the will be added into Department of Science and Humanities. So keeping this in the mind, usually first impression is the best impression for a student, and even the student should feel comfortable in the institution. So keeping this in the mind, the students are being deviated to the department, and from there we'll be taking it forward for the entire year. Only in second year the students will be given to the respective departments.
Madam, how do you tend to establish healthy relationship with the students and the fellow faculty?
So first, to talk about the fellow faculties, being a head of the department, it is my responsibility to keep every faculty, including teaching and non-teaching, to very comfortable in the department. Only then we can see the quality of the work being done by them. So to do that, like the communication between each and everybody must be good, and there should not be any miscommunication and lack of information. These things need to be avoided. So I feel strongly that communication gap is the one which creates a lot of problems. So if it has been avoided, then most of our problems will be solved, and even there will be a good relation among the faculties. And even sometimes we do have some activities for the faculties organized by the institution, and sometimes even only in the department level we'll be doing like some fest, like now we are going to face Sankranti. So Sankranti festival will be done at the institution level, and wherein all the faculties from most of the departments will be taking part to celebrate the Pongal. Likewise, every occasion will be celebrated in the institution. So that I feel that is the main factor. We in Sairam College of Engineering are living like a family. So there are some issues, but it's not a big matter. So that is one important thing I feel that which keeps the people connected. And coming on to the students, as I told you, so when they come to the college, first they should feel comfortable, and then they should learn the things happily, and they must enjoy learning. So to do that, for every 20 students, one mentor will be allocated, and these mentors will be talking to their parents, to the students. Even if there is any guardians, they'll be talking, they'll be interacting, and the information about the academics and the performance of the student will be informed to their parents and the guardians. And this keeping the parents and the guardians in the loop will help us to know more about the students, so that we can train them in a way they want it. So some of the students will be really good in logical thinking. Some of the students are really good in academics. Only the which is there in the book, they can study well and they can write it. They can score well. But when it comes to additional things, the students may not be that much good. So identifying these things will be done by the mentors first. So those mentors will be from the department, and usually the faculties will be interacting it. And if there is any small issues where it has been not solved at the mentor level, it will be escalated to the HODs, and HODs will take care about it. And 99% of the issues will be solved at the level of mentor itself. So very few will come to the HODs. Even if it is very difficult to solve, then only it will be escalated to the higher officials. So that is how the relation among the faculty and students. And if the student is really in need, and if these mentors are interacting and making them to solve the issues and come out of these issues, so after that the relation between the faculty and the students will be really strong, and they never ever forget throughout their lifetime. So that's satisfaction we want to see in every mentor, and it is happening too. So that is how we build a better relation with the students.
So, madam, how do you try to bring a practical approach towards the subjects and make it industry oriented?
So the syllabus is being designed by the university, and university usually gives the broad way of elaborated syllabus, and even then there will be small gaps here and there. So we just analyze the syllabus, and then we will try to fill the gaps if there is any. And these subjects can be made very interesting by telling the importance of subjects for the engineering first. So usually in the orientation class which we conduct at the beginning of every semester, it can be either even or odd semester. In the beginning, 2 or 3 hours of classes will be taken only for telling about the subjects, how important it is, and what are the practical exposure that this subject is having. So that makes the students to think broadly about that subject, and this inputs which we give, then they can also get into the Google, they can browse more about those things, and they will be really interesting to learn. And a few subjects are having practical classes. Those practical classes will really make them to understand the subject in a better way.
So, what are the best practices offered by the department to the students which help them gain necessary skills?
So the best practices by the department are, as I've already told you, mentoring, that is one-to-one interaction. So it's a group of 15 to 20 students has been allocated to a faculty, and the faculty will be interacting with them, their academics, extracurricular activities, even if they want to participate in any of the events which is there organized outside the campus, even then, those things. And for those things, the attendance should not be a matter. So there will be few students, they will be very, very, very good at doing all other activities other than academics. In such cases, balancing both is very important. So that is one of the best practice that I see here. It will be taken care of very, very effectively. If a student missed the class, they can take up those classes which is missed, either the recorded version they can go through and understand, or they can straight away come to faculty and ask for the doubts clarification. Even if there is more doubts, those students can stay back after college hours and learn the things. So that is one of the best thing that we are doing it. Then best practices, like most of the faculties will be training the students towards the examination. The first part is coding. As like most of everything has been measured, the student performance has been measured in terms of marks and the grade that the student gets. So that has to be there in the document, only then it is accountable. So thinking that all students will be trained in the entire syllabus, and good tips will be given to the students to score well. Along with that, extracurricular activities, skilling, language, communication, all that will be built along with that. But still, that doesn't come to the record, whereas this comes in the record. So that is the reason all the students will be trained to pass the subject, and those who are really good, they'll be trained to excel in the particular subject. And if we can identify the students, usually we does that in the first year, and by the second year they come, we'll be able to know their progress from first semester to second semester to third semester. By that itself, we will get to know these students will appear in the university rank holders. So from then onwards, we will start. So we'll start to train them the small tips which help them a lot to excel. So you might be knowing, like university ranks, the first and second rank, the difference will be only 4 to 5 marks. Even sometimes it is only 2 marks. So that 2 and 1 marks out of this thousands of marks matters a lot. So that small tips which is being given by the students will help them, which is given by the faculty will help them a lot in scoring good marks. And that is another thing that I would like to suggest here. And practical based learning, that is one of the important thing. And most of the departments are having innovation labs in their own domain. So computer science is having in virtual domain, whereas ECE is having embedded domain, and there is a central innovation lab in the name of Sri Leomuthu Innovation Center. This innovation center where all the students of all the departments can just come with an idea. So faculty facilitators, they just guide them to make it as a product or a project. So first they'll make it as a project, then they'll present a paper, publish it, then try to make it as a model. So in between, we'll try to make it as a patent also if it is really innovative. So I, being the coordinator for IPR cell, we have nearly 12 patents published till now in the institution, and there are 5 more patents are yet to publish. Very soon we will be getting it. So that is how we motivate the students to take part. And all these activities, if the students has been actively participated in the project, or if they have their patent, their resume will have really weightage when they go for placements. So I strongly believe from first year to final year, each and every semester and each and every activity is very, very important. And we ensure the mentor, the one who has been assigned in the first year, they will be taking care of all these things till the final year. So that is another best practice that we have in the institution.
So, ma'am, how do you strategize the curriculum and how often it gets updated to make it benefiting for the students?
So curriculum, we are being affiliated institution, which we are affiliated to Vishweshwaraya Technological University. The university gives us the syllabus, the curriculum for entire engineering of 4 years. We doesn't have any rights to change it, but still there is an academic council in the institution, which is a combination of all the senior faculties and HODs along with the principal. So we study the syllabus carefully and identified the gaps. So if we feel the syllabus being given by the university is not meeting the industry expectations, then we try to avoid that gap by organizing some webinars, invited talks from the experts, so that the exposure related to the subject as well as the content will be given to the students, and we see to that all the students get through that. So that is how we will do it, identifying that, and every 4 years the syllabus will be updated by the university itself. So if there is any necessity to change the scheme or a pattern, they'll do it in 1 or 2 years also. It has happened so. In 2015, there was a scheme introduced, and in 2017 it has got changed. This entire scheme itself has changed. The examination pattern has changed. Even though it is only a matter of 2 years, but still it has changed, and after that it has continued to do it. So that is how the curriculum design has been taking place. And once the university does this curriculum designing, they also invite the subject experts. Like I am being the subject faculty of mathematics, I would be joining the session of curriculum design organized by VTU in some of the nearby colleges. They will host it, and we will be attending, and we can also share our inputs towards the syllabus, what has been framed. And whatever the inputs that we are giving will be considered if it is found suitable, and the modifications will be done accordingly. And only after all these exercises, the syllabus will be freezed. The students will be taken part of it, and once it is freezed, then again it is a journey of 4 years. And ensuring the course outcomes are being met by the students and the faculty.
So, what are all the easy ways to build relationship with your students?
Easy way to build a relationship with a student is one-to-one interaction. Faculty are a mentor. Mentor interacting with every student is one of the important thing. So by that, by spending little time in discussing with them, gives us lot of information about the student, and then we can get to know where he is very strong and where he is weak, and weaker areas can be concentrated to pull him out to the other side of the part. That mentoring and counseling is one of the important way of building a relation. And then if students are doing good, it may be a good thing or a bad thing. If it is a good thing, let us appreciate it. If it is a little bad thing, we can instead of telling directly that it is bad, we can say the student that you can rectify it. So for sure the student will be listening to that. So that is how. And develop the faculty has to develop an interest in the interest of the students. So that is one more thing through which we can build a good relation with our students.
So, how do you try to bring in practical approach towards subjects and make it industry oriented?
So making it industry oriented can be done by practical knowledge, giving a practical exposure of the subjects. So if it comes to the science subject like physics and chemistry, we can just show them some experiments where it is very, very important for a student to know and how it happens. The concept is very, very important there. So than just learning, doing an experiment, executing and getting the output, it is that how it happens is important. The student have to have a knowledge of the things which is happening in PET. So, and that is for physics and chemistry, like knowing the subject from the concepts will really help a student to, for everything after that, project, product, patent, placements, everything. So the basics which has been given in the first year, even in their earlier cases, like in PUC, 10th, they have come across many subjects. And when we see in the engineering, few students will not be knowing what the basic concept is. So that should not be. But they'll be able to, and when it comes to mathematics, many students will be knowing how to solve a problem. But what it geometrically represents, they doesn't know. So if they know what is this problem statement is all about and what it physically represents, then the mathematics is a very, very lovable subject. So that once we tell about the practical exposure about the subject, then the students will like it. And once students like them, nothing, they can do wonders. Yeah.
What are the best practice offered by the department to the students which help them gain necessary skills?
Best practices by the students is like innovation based and practical based learning are the two important things. So again, it is concept oriented teaching and concept oriented learning. The teaching learning, if it goes hand in hand, and taking its best way, best shape, then nobody can stop a student and nobody can stop a faculty also to become the best. So in that way, practical exposure and skill-based education and innovation-based education is the best way of giving the good quality of education to the students, and people are doing it. So that is how we can see many innovation labs in our college.
So, ma'am, how do you help your students to cope up with the competition being so high in the outside world?
Yes, really true. There are many competitions. The students are exposed to a very highly demanding situation day by day. So the batch which has been passed 2 years earlier, and their expectation was, and on comparison with the new batch, straight away, like you can see the changes. And especially the batch of students who get in now, and after 4 years, what would be the situation we cannot know. And once upon a time, computer science was a very highly demanding department. And all of a sudden, due to recession, it has come down. Again, it has taken its shape. And now mechanical engineering is going on like that. Everything is there. The ups and downs keep going. So to tell about, may I know the question? I forgot. The day by day, the situation is demands a lot from the students. The industry expectation is also increasing day by day. So now the industry 4.0 is running. It's going on. Likewise, education 4.0 is also going on. So, but as per the survey, we are still at education 2.0. We feel that, but still some of the activities like Smart India hackathons, which has been organized by central government to get the solutions for problems which are being there in the ministries. So they just note out the problems and ask the students to give a solution. The best solution will be awarded also. So few such cases are there where we can showcase the good students and their talent so that those students will be observed. But what about the remaining students? If only the good students are observed, what will be the remaining students? If we think in that direction, those remaining students are also can be trained with a suitable knowledge if the student is really interested to learn something. If the interest among the student matters a lot. Even if he is really little interested to learn the things, then the skills, there are many platforms, there are many industry experts who can interact with the student and make them to understand the real world situation and how they have to cope up. By doing all these things, we can train our students to face any situation outside the world, outside their own world.
So, do you have any extracurricular activities or programs to enhance the skill of the students to expose them to the real world challenge?
Yes, the main real world challenge is accepting the problem and finding the solution. So there are two ways. One, accept the problem, leave with that. The other one is accept the problem, find out a solution and come out of it. So that is the next stage. So if we think in these two directions, accepting the problem is good. So that itself solves the 50% of the issue. Then living with that will not fetch us any improvements in our life. Living with that is just an adjustment. Okay, this is coming, let me adjust. This is coming, let me adjust. Whereas if we try to find a solution, that becomes a role model, that gives us a roadmap for the others also to follow, and they can success in their life. So that in that way, we have student clubs in the college. Nearly 32 clubs are there, and these 32 clubs are being classified in different ways. There are very academic based, and few are exposed to industry, and few are exposed to the technology, and a few are being exposed to the nature likewise. So these clubs have been told to the students to register themselves of their own interest. So if the student, whichever the area he is interested, he will be registering it for the student club. Once he does that, those student clubs are mainly by the student and for the student. The students only will be doing the activities. The faculties or the coordinator of that club will be acting as a facilitators. They'll just give an idea, do this. So just by telling that, we can identify the qualities among the students. So there, few will be very good in monitoring the thing and administration role. They can become a leaders. The few will be very good in communicating to the people and convincing the other team members. In that way, we see the coordination and the communication skill in the student. Likewise, we identify different qualities. And the facilitator, the faculty who is there in the team, also identifies and tell, you are so good at this, you can excel. This way, we can tell the students to excel in their own interest. Maybe they'll not be knowing about it. So once we tell about that, they'll understand and they'll be doing it. And the student clubs also help students to concentrate on time management, getting the leadership qualities, getting exposure, making the teams, and moderating and monitoring this team. All these qualities can be inbuilt by the student by these activities. That is one of the important things that we have. And then there are many more cultural activities, department fests. So department fest is restricted to the department people only. There again, a student coordinator will come up and take up the activities. There again, the leadership qualities, communication, all that will be. And in this way, we are trying to improve these qualities in the students, which have been very well accepted by the industry. So where industry looks at the people not just having the very good score. They want the people who can monitor, who can guide, who can learn things, who are very flexible. So these qualities can be built about in students by using these activities. That is one thing. And the other one is this college day, the college fest, cultural activities, and the department fests. All these things will surely help the students to get their skills enhanced.
So ma'am, how does the department enhance the skills of the faculty and prepare them according to the industry standards?
Yeah, so it's not only training the students, even faculty need to be updated with the new technology. This faculty might have completed their degrees in some year and then they might have joined, but technology and the trends keep changing day by day. So even faculty need to be self-equipped with the knowledge and with the information that has been happening in and around. So for that, most of the faculties are being asked to attend the faculty development programs. And even we do conduct 2 faculty development programs in the institution every year. And these faculty development programs will help them to gain knowledge about the upcoming events, new trends, and how we need to interact with the students, and how best we can train the poor performers. So in these are the main areas we concentrate to faculty to attend the programs. And then conferences, the conference and the publications which happens in other colleges. Even we do conference every year in the college. It is an international conference. So there the faculty can make their own paper of their research area and they can present as well as even publish. So here a small group of student also will be added to them, so that the student also will get an exposure about these research activities. Even though it is an UG college, UG students doing a paper is really wonder, but still those students are exposed. They'll be knowing about what it is, how it is. So that is the thing. And even it is not only organizing in the college, even the faculties have been sent outside the college to attend the program. Even sometimes it happens national level, even international level. Faculty, FDP, faculty development programs and the conferences, these faculties have been motivated to attend those programs there. And they can publish their papers in Scopus journals, Web of Science. These things, these exposure has been given to the faculty to equip themselves. And self-learning is one of the important thing where every faculty need to adopt it, so that they can excel in they can adjust to, and they can be very adjustable to the surrounding areas. I mean, upcoming events.
So, what are the interventions and approaches you bring in apart from curriculum to train or teach the students?
Interventions usually when before COVID. So now I need to talk about this. The before COVID, we used to have only chalk and duck. So students will be coming, sitting in the class, and we'll be interacting face to face, and we'll write on the board. They'll also write on the notebook and go. After that, it is all regular activities were going on. So all of a sudden, this lockdown has been announced, and we could not even identify like what to do next. So there, these tools, the ICT tools, which has like Google Class, the Meet, Zoom, then there are many more platforms where we can use them very effectively and to reach out the students, which can be in a better way than the offline classes. So in the beginning, it was a nightmare for every faculty, especially the people who are aged about 50 to 60 years, I mean 45 to 50 years, they found it very difficult. But people in the middle age were not this side, that side, but still they could cope up. And the young fellows, obviously, they were adjustable. So that COVID period has made us to learn so many things. Even faculties have learned a lot. And these ICT tools were very effectively used. And those interventions in our curriculum planning will surely reach us. Now, here afterwards, you can see, I think without ICT tools, no planning will be there. So to that extent, we have been adoptive, and it is very effective also. Even students are using it. Students are also comfortable with that. Being almost 8 to 9 years, students are away from the campus, but still faculty and students are in relation. None of the things in the institution have stopped just because of the COVID. So that to that extent, these ICT tools are very, very effective, and which can be extensively used everywhere.
Finally, what valuable advice would you like to the students for them to have a prosperous career ahead?
So the message that I would like to give to all the student community is, whatever you learn from heart, accept it. So that is one of the important things. If you have loving towards learning, then automatically it reaches you. And express your feelings in a polite way, proper way and polite way. So usually this young generation, they now we see the students, they don't even know how to address the elders, how to address the teachers. They just talk as if they are very close friends. So, but in earlier ages, it was not so. And some people accepts it, whereas some doesn't. So they look the students in a different way. Their attitude is not correct, this, that. So, but it is not because of it is not their mistake. It is the environment, the surrounding which they have grown up as matters a lot. So express their ideas and feelings in a polite way is one of the important thing. And communicating to the friends, parents and the faculties and even with others is important. Communication. So if the communication is good, there is a proverb in Kannada saying that Janange matana pettu, Daddange donne pettu. So Jana, the one who is intelligent, he'll see the situation accordingly and changes his words, and what he need to communicate will be communicated. And the one who is not at all accepting, for him there is another way of treating. So communication matters a lot. Communication here is not only about language. It is not only about learning English. It is the way how you communicate what you want to tell. and that is important. So that every student must have a habit of learning it. That is one thing. One more thing I would like to tell. And whatever you want to tell, whatever you want to write, and whatever you want to learn, and if you want to present something, present it in the best way. Find out your own creative ideas to present yourself uniquely to others, then the success will follow you. So that is a final suggestion that I would like to give to the entire student community.
So, thanks for your time and insightful thoughts on education, ma'am. It gave us a broad picture about what students can expect from the college and the course, also what is expected from the students to join Sri Sairam College of Engineering. Wishing you have a great year ahead, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.